So I think a Pathfinder project, these are basically projects that set the path for others to follow. So my very humble opinion, I think these projects need to be very simple. They need to be very low risk, and they need to be technically sound. I think that in order for PPPs to succeed in a country like Yemen, regulations need to be very clear. We need to avoid making them very complex and complicated. And if we learn anything from other fragile contexts, is that for a PPP to succeed, regulations have to be clear, rules of regulators have to be very set. So the relationship between, for example, the PEC, the Public Electricity Cooperative, the private sector, and the local authorities, these relationships and rules needs to be very well set as well and very clear. Transparency is key. But also, I think the criteria of selecting the PPPs, PPP projects, needs to be very strict. So I would think from across Africa, some of the PPPs that are successful are like mini-grids, for example, hybridized mini-grids or solar mini-grids. And these are projects that the private sector and investors understand, DFIs can support, and Yemen can actually demonstrate in the next 12 to 18 months. So the impact could be seen on a household level very quickly, and that's very important when you want to kind of demonstrate success when it comes to PPPs. People need to see the impact very quickly for them to actually build trust in the public environment, but also to get the right political backing moving forward. When I talk about impact, I mean that could be obviously better length and periods of electricity provision, so people can have more electricity on their house. We're talking about reducing the costs of generating electricity. We're talking about reducing the cost of diesel, for example, and also shifting away from high costs of producing electricity, so solar, HFO, gas, for example. When I talk about criteria, if I may elaborate on that one, it's important to think of, are we choosing locations for PPPs where there's already existing infrastructure? So substations are already functioning, for example. Is there a mini-grid network that is already functioning? So instead of starting from scratch, we can actually work on rehabilitating what is already there. This will reduce costs. It will demonstrate productivity quite quickly, and therefore we will be able to see success very quickly. So in short, don't start from scratch. Work with what is already there. Try to demonstrate success very quickly, and let people in the market see. So the Yemenis in household level, they need to see electricity delivered. This is how you build trust and build political buy-in. And this is how you need to kind of prioritize which PPP projects you need to set forward. Thanks.